Hey yo, what's up my little coders? Let me show you in this tutorial how to solve the Leetcode question number 454, for sum part 2. Basically, we are given 4 integer arrays, nums1, nums2, nums3 and nums4. And given these 4 integer arrays, we need to return the amount of tuples, of like, let's call it special tuples, which we can make. And what I mean by the special tuple? Basically, each tuple, let's call it a special tuple, would consist of 4 integers. 1 integer per each integer array which we get as an input. And the sum of these 4 integers should make a 0. So if we can make such a tuple, then we want to increment, let's say, our counter and just count how many tuples like that we can make. For example, here's the first tuple. If you take the first element from the nums1, which is like equal to 1, so we put 1 here, then if you take the first element from the nums2, it's -2, we put -2 here. If you take the first element from the nums3, it's -1, and if you take the second element from the nums4, which is 2, so if we sum up all these 4 integers together, the sum would be equal to 0, so this is one special tuple. And also there's the second special tuple. It's the second element from the nums1, then second element from the nums2, first element from the nums3 and the first element from the nums4. So here are these 4 elements, and in sum they also make 0. In this case, given these 4 integer arrays, there are 2 tuples like that, and that's why we just return 2 in the end. This is basically what we need to do, guys. The brute force solution would look like that. So 4 nested loops, we just iterate through each possible combination given these 4 integer arrays, and then like for each possible combination we check if the sum of 4 elements is equal to 0. If it is, we increment the counter and just return it in the end. And yeah, if I run the code, it would pass the test case, but if I would submit, we would get the timeout exception. You would see it in a second. Yeah, here it is. And yeah, of course, this is a brute force solution, it's inefficient, it's like n to the power of 4, which is not nice at all. We can make it a bit better. We can solve it in like n to the power of 2, so like n squared. And let me show you how to do it, guys. Let me just quickly write the code now, and I will go through it with you, and will explain you everything. Just stay with me, guys. Okie dokie, my little coders, here's our code. So first of all, we define the result variable. This is the variable which we're going to return in the end, and this is the variable which we're going to increment every time we see that we can make like this special tuple, which in sum would give us 0. After that we define the hash map. You will see in a second why we need it. Then we have 2 for loops, so we would iterate through the nums1 and nums2. Basically, we would check like each possible combination of one variable from the nums1 with the second variable from the nums2. Then we would put like this possible combination, the sum of the 2 variables from 2 different arrays. We would put the sum inside the hash map as the key, and the value would be like the, let's say, a counter, like how many times we see this sum during the iteration of these 2 for loops. Yeah, let's say if that's the nums1 and the nums2, same one says from the example, then like we can make a sum of like 1 plus -2 and 1 plus -1, then like 2 plus -2 and 2 plus -1. We put these sums inside the hash map, so if we already have seen this sum before, then we would get this value and would increment it. If we haven't seen it before, then the default value would be equal to 0, but then we do +1 here. In this case, here we have like the first sum would be 1 plus -2, it gives us -1. We put 1 here because we see it only once. Then for the sum of 0, which can be made from the 2 and -2 and 1 with -1, so 2 possible ways to make this sum of 0, we put 2 here. Then the last sum would be 2 plus -1, which is 1, we put 1 here. This is our hash map, right? We iterated it through the nums1 and nums2, and we basically stored in the hash map all the possible sums between 2 different variables. Then after that we have another 2 for loops, but now we'll iterate through the nums3 and nums4, and also would compare all the possible combinations of like 2 different variables from these 2 arrays. And then here we can already update our result variable. We say that result is equal to the result plus the value from the hash map if it exists, or default value which is equal to 0 if it doesn't exist. And if it doesn't exist, then it would not affect our result variable, but if it exists, then it would affect, because imagine, again, the same example, right? So let's say we have a value at nums3 at index 0, which is equal to -1, like this one, and also the second value at nums4, which is equal to 0, like this one. The sum of these two values, like this sum, is equal to -1, and we check if we have inside the hash map -1. So we check if we have the key which is equal to 1 inside the hash map, and we have it here, which means that like if we sum up the 1 and -1, we get 0, which means that okay, this is like the special tuple. And in this case, we would take the counter, like how many times, given the nums1 and nums2, how many times, if we take like different variables, how many times we can make this sum. In this case, we can make it only once, so we would say that result is equal to result plus 1 now. If we would have another example, and given the nums1 and nums2, we would be able to make the sum, let's say, of 0, like 2 times, and then like after that, then n3 plus n4 would also give us 0, so we would search for the 0, because 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. And in this case, if that would be the case with the n3 and n4, in this case here we would increment the result by 2, but because here we have only a value which is equal to 1, in this case we incremented by 1, and yeah, basically we would iterate through all of the combinations of the sums from the nums3 and nums4, would check our hash map. If the negative sum of n3 and n4 exists there, it means that we found the special tuple, and in this case we would increment the result. If not, the default is equal to 0, and yeah, after these 2 for loops we would return the result. Simply as that, guys. Let me just run it now, let's see if it works. Cool, it does. Let me submit, guys. Perfect, almost 96%. Simply as that, guys. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please guys, give it a like and subscribe, challenge your friends to see if they can solve this question or not, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Good luck!